Welcome back to a bit gamey and December update. So the World War II stuff is meant to be originally just early war British versus German, but then I kind of decided I was going to do French as well, and then later Polish, whatever. So this is a tale of my OCD really. So yeah, so I started off with the French with these Pegasus plastic figures. Nice enough. I had terrible trouble gluing them, but once glued, they painted it up okay. A couple of nice heavy machine guns and nice platoon leaders. So that was all good. Then I needed some other support. I needed a couple of mortars. The thing about all this stuff with these plastic figures, there's a good channel on YouTube. A guy called, I could pronounce it wrong, but it's like Joao Peixoto or Pixato or something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But anyway, he does like big rapid fire type armies, and he does he converts it all. So if you need mortars, you don't actually need mortars. You can just use a bit of scrap plastic and jig it all together. But anyway, I didn't do this for this. I didn't do that for this. I just I got some mortars from Lancer Miniatures. So that was good. That was the start of figuring out what I didn't get in the Pegasus range. I could get the couple of heavy machine guns. Then I wanted a couple of anti-tank guns. Again, these are from Lancer. There's a 25mm and a 47mm. The nice enough. The crew of the 47mm though comes from Simon Soldiers, which has got a British firm, or a firm in the UK doing it now. So I was just coming along, getting all the things I needed, but I got sidetracked by the Lancer Miniatures, as well as getting the support weapons I needed, the mortars and anti-tank guns. I decided just to see what they were like to get some infantry as well. So I got myself because I'm basically using a Crossfire organisation. So it's basically 1 to 3. So a little base of 3 there represents a squad. So 3 squads with an officer. So that was good. I like them. And that was my downfall really, because those Pegasus figures blow perfectly fine. I like these metal ones. That's always a bad sign for me. I'm going to start getting whatever. So I was so I had the things already, but I decided I wanted more. And so then I needed after that. I've got the mortars, got the machine guns, got the anti-tank guns, etc. And I wanted to I wanted some command figures, and there's another company I did a review of it just a couple of videos back, called a firm called Simon's Soldiers, which has a UK distributor called, I think it's like Wargaming Miniatures or Miniature Wargaming, I think. I'll put the link in the WhatsApp. And so I got some of them. To say the original plan was to get command figures, but while I was doing it, I thought I'd get another platoon, because this represents a platoon in the kind of in the crossfire sort of thing, roughly 1 to 3. So yeah, I've got another platoon of those for that, which is okay. Well, that was just so basically getting all the what's it those the Pegasus figures, kind of getting them underused. And then I got a bunch of these command figures from the Simon soldiers as well, which is rather good, because they got a whole bunch of figures that, senior officers and command figures, and also like artillery spotters and stuff like that. So I've got a whole bunch of different packs of that from the Simon soldiers, and there's so I used 2 of them each for the spotters, one for mortars and one for artillery, and another little one for the 3 figures for the company commanders, because this is basically a company. You've got 3 platoons and the company commander and various support, and then as a last top on that is the senior commander after that. So that'd be like the battalion commander in kind of crossfire scale, but also for O group if I eventually do O group. And then finally, because I couldn't resist while I was doing this, I've got another platoon of figures from Lancer for the infantry company. That's basically my my plan for the World War II companies. Even though they have various different org charts, I'm doing it roughly so they're there's 2 mortars, 2 anti-tank guns, 2 heavy machine guns, and then different armies will have them in different places. So the British, for example, might have the machine guns in a separate machine gun battalion, but they get attached to the battalions, whereas in some other army they might be an integral part of the battalion. But it doesn't really matter. You can add them around and as you want. At least so that's such a general plan for now, is to have this kind of crossfire scale company with a battalion commander as well, just because I like it. And there you go. So the company is that, basically, the at 1 to 3 scale. Oh, focus. Not fixing. Why are you not fixing? Can't tell. Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone pear-shaped, out of control. But anyway, so it's a company, and it's you take the platoon support weapons, like a light mortar and anti-tank rifle, and you, because it's 1 to 3, then there's 3 platoons. So you just bump that up to the company scale. So that to the right of my hand is a company. 3 platoons with their officers, anti-tank rifle, light mortar, and company HQ. And on top of that, you get your battalion HQ, and then the support. Then 2 anti-tank guns, 2 mortars, 2 heavy machine guns, and 2 spots. And I don't know. I'm really pleased with that. It's yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a waste, really, because I had most of it already with the Pegasus figures, but I'm quite pleased. I do like the these figures. I mean, it's the thing about when you're doing this is that do you need nice figures? Because you can't actually see them, except up front when you're kind of like painting them. You can see them then, but when you're standing up and they're on a table, you can't really see much. So it's like it's not really worth. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't think it's really worth or necessary to replace the plastic figures with the metal ones unless you particularly like them, which I did. I did in this case. The Simons. So my painting's not that great, but I don't know if you can see this. But the figures are just even though they're so small, they're just really nice. And it was fun to do these little command bases as But yeah, so basically, yeah, I think they're really good. Lancer miniatures and the Simon Soldiers ones, and the Pegasus ones are good as well. It's I'm still going to use the 2 heavy machine guns. Pleased with that. I mean, it was quite boring to paint because obviously these World War II figures, they're not very colourful, but quite good. So anything more to say on that? I don't know. So yeah, so I've got my British that in this form, and now I've got the French in this form, and now I need to do the Poles. But I want a bit of a break because painting these World War II infantry. World War II infantry is a little dull. But yeah, so I need to do the Poles, and I've got various vehicles that I need to get done but I'm not entirely in a hurry. But anyway, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so that's it. Early war French, World War II, 20mm. Done. So what's next on the list? I've got still got a bunch of War of Spanish Succession figures, little 12-man battalions to get done. Yeah, I mean quite motivated, but not terribly. And bunch more World War II stuff left behind. I've got a French field gun from Lancer, and I think that's a little French gun toe. I think various other figures from Lancer and Simon soldiers. But as I say, I'm a bit off doing World War II at the moment because it's kind of a little dull. Oh, what's these? Yes. Polish TK3s, and got a bunch of German cavalry to do to finish off my company. I don't actually need these because on my small table, I just start them, coming on foot. But my OCD brain tells me I have to have their transport done. So at some point I've got to do some more German cavalry figures. But that's not very enticing at the moment. Another option is to clear out these boxes of figures that I got for Frostgrave a couple of years ago that hang around. Should get turned into proxies for my Norman Sicily idea. So I'm going to proxy these as you know, some faction in the you know, take the Norman conquest of Sicily and proxy these figures as one of the factions, just, you know, why not, sort of thing. So trials, Frostgrave, cultists, various figures that I got at the same time, which can be the because there's 20 in each box, and I'm doing it in units of 12. So I have two kind of leader figures with each one, like those cultists or these tribals. So that's another option to do. So clearing up the pile. And those Frostgrave figures that will be used as substitutes for my Sicily campaign. Going to take the historical Sicily Normans, you know, the Norman conquest of Sicily, but using the Frostgrave figures. For why, I don't know. Just to use them up, because I bought them when I was got into Frostgrave, and then never made them up. So they were going to have to be, you know, turned into pretend Byzantines or whatever it might be. But the actual main plan for this month is actually something that's almost entirely a waste of time. In that I started off ages ago, when I first started this, I was going to do Napoleonics, and then I decided after a little while that it's going to take up too much space on my big table, because I decided, you know, the figures I wanted either like a, you know, standard, you know, 6 base 24 or 6 bases of 6, so 36 figures, and it's trying to figure out what to do. Originally I planned on doing them in threes, so you know, you have 3, and then I was, you know, so that you could have in 3 in a row, because I wanted to do something that was going to mirror the kind of historical thing. So I was going to have you know, most of the armies in 3s, in 3 ranks, sort of thing, and the British in 2. And at the same time, I wanted to have you know, the French attack columns looking kind of menacing and sort of very thick and menacing, and the so that was the idea. So I had this big idea, which didn't work out very well, because of the because I thought the attack column didn't, the French attack columns didn't look right unless they were in 6s, 6 on a base like 36, because the it's really the sort of the width to depth, like on with 6 bases of 4, you know, when they're in a column, they look a little bit they look a bit too thin. They don't look menacing enough, and I couldn't decide on whether, you know, the figure should be in, you know, 4 at 40 mil, or, you know, 6 on a 60 by 40, or, you know, on a 40 by 40, or on a 55 by 50, like these ones. So it's all a big OCD nightmare, and I can't decide But as I say, I've got these figures that I half painted. They're all in you know, little three figure bases. And I've got another box of the plastics and some more metals for another large battalion. And I'm thinking, I've got to try and do something about it to kind of clear them off. It's not any use because you know, the eventual battalions are going to be too big for my small table. But at least they'll be done in a box and out of the way. I can throw a box away and throw some boxes of stuff that are surplus to requirements. So it's going to be God knows how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be I'm going to paint them up individually and then try and figure out what's the best way to base them. So it's really just trying to tick off this bunch of figures from before to so it's going to be no progress, but it'll be get rid of something that's been sitting there bugging me for a while. So anyway, whatever. Yeah, so a random bit of OCD trying to figure out how to base these figures. I'm not actually going to use it in a battle because the table's too small. So very worthwhile. Okay, talk a bit.